Today I want to talk to you about how to structure your day/week to be happy and fulfilled on a consistent basis.
I think we all have to. Everyone just tries to run away from it.
You might hear about happiness and hear those fluffy whatever answers that happiness is in the now. Why are you trying to find it anywhere else? It's not in the achievement of things, it's in the never-ending now or whatever things. But at the same time, we also want some practical considerations. How do you apply the now? How do you practice it? How do you be more happy? At the same time, you also have those who are overly practical and pragmatic, where they just, use this medication. Take more vitamins. Go outside more. Meditate. Go to the gym. Which all work very well. But this alone is not enough as well. So you kind of want to combine the both. You want to have the mindset, and at the same time, you also want the right practical considerations. The spirituality, it's a little too abstract, kind of hard to apply in the real world. The self-help approach is maybe a little too positive, a little too hopeful, kind of obsessed with positivity, which can be good in the short term, and in the long term, we want something more sustainable. We also have another side that's the psychology approach. So, for example, seeing a counselor, therapist, psychologist, stuff like that, which can help, but at the same time, it's all confined to an academic type of framework that's a little narrow. So just be aware of those things. Like, not one single practice is gonna work. From what I've experimented, is that it can often be a combination of various practices, various approaches, various philosophies and mindsets, and various structures and ways of applying specific theories. It's not always black and white. So, how to structure your day to be more happy? It's very simple. The way I see it, it's like an ecosystem. It's a self-sustained type of system. Let's say nature, where a forest, for example, and you've got a lake in the forest where a little pond in the forest where little fishes, they kind of swim and whatever, and then you have the birds that come in, eat the fish. The birds get eaten by a hunter who hunts the bird down, eats the bird. He poops, and then the poops goes into the ground and then feeds the fish, or what, like this cycle thing. You have everything in place so that the system can be healthy. But let's say if you took away the fish, sure, the bird could probably still survive. Maybe he'd find other things to eat, whatever, but it wouldn't be the same, and the system would be unbalanced, right? And if the bird can't eat, then the hunter is not going to have as many birds to hunt. So why does that relate to happiness? If, let's say, in your life, you're going to work every day, usually what makes you happy is that you have a bit of time to play the piano, and you have a bit of time to socialize, and you have a bit of time to go to the gym. But let's say we took away the socializing aspect, and you were thrown into a new city. You didn't know who to meet, so then you would just spend more time playing the piano, which is fine. You still have a bit of a system going on, but there's that one thing missing that just makes you a little unstable, But if you just put this socializing aspect, then you just feel more balanced, more happy. So you can't just say, I'm just gonna read more Eckhart Tolle, be more present and be happy. Look at the external world as it relates to the internal world. Some people, they like to think that it's all about the internals, it's all psychological, law of attraction. And there's some other people that are just obsessed with the external. People that chase after money, chase after fame, all those successes, entrepreneurs especially. I think there's a middle ground here. If you want to structure your day, first of all, you have to know what you want to add in your structure. I'll show you a bit what I did in my journal. I just do a bit of reflection on there, like, happiness comes in several forms. In my case, I realized that my unhappiness came from ignoring the aspects of life that needed to be addressed. In this case, game. That was me, okay? Game meaning pickup, meaning going out, meeting girls. This was making me unhappy. And I wrote about it. Then I'm like, okay, then I outlined my ecosystem. What would make me happier in this situation? So I need to do more socializing, right? Social circle, do small gatherings with friends. Do PUA, meaning pickup, going out and meet girls, at least once a week, right? Plus, get some footage if I can. Video editing, right? Montages. If I only did socializing and just hang out with friends and do nothing creative, I'd feel pretty shit. So meditation, reading, YouTube self-help videos, so like making those videos for you guys. So this is part of my ecosystem, and I realized if I omitted like more than, let's say, 2 of those in the list, I would feel pretty shit or pretty bad, or I'd feel stressed. For example, if I removed meditation, I'd find myself more stressed, more uneasy. If I removed reading, I would lack this type of intellectual stimulation. Really highly encourage you to do something like this. And then I wrote about what drives my happiness. So like, what type of stimulation activities that, make me happy. I really need intellectual stimulation. Very important. Creative, divergent thinking, plus creating stuff. Sexual stimulation. So like meet girls, intimacy. Meet comes with socializing, personal growth, self-development, right? Those are all my drives, by the way. So contribution, pushing my comfort zone, right? That's a huge one, by the way. If you don't push your comfort zone every day, at some point you're going to feel empty, and there's things lacking. So you want to address that too. And developing skills, that's what makes me very happy. So like pick up editing, playing the electric guitar. I might do a channel, by the way, where I play music. Speaking, writing, So I must have all drives into place for the algorithm to work, for the ecosystem to work. How to apply the ecosystem? So at least go out once a week to do PUA, socializing at least once a week, video editing at least an hour per day, Nameless every day, whether that includes editing, writing, developing content, stuff like that. Reading 30 minutes a day, meditation 20 minutes a day, and gym at least 3 times a week. Structured the activities that makes me happier. So then I kind of wrote down a sample week here from Monday to Saturday. I didn't write Sunday because it was pretty redundant, but it's basically every single day editing for at least an hour, work on my channel, read, meditate, and 3 times a week go to the gym. So you see like those time marks and shit, like they're not very long. So then in only, let's say, 2 hours per day that you dedicate to your happiness, you can significantly make your day better, even if you work 8 hours a day, right? Even if you work 40 hours a week and you think you don't have time, structure this like 1 hour. Like you have time for like do your favorite activity for an hour, I'm sure, in your day. If you don't have time, make fucking time. Okay, you don't have an excuse. If you don't have the time, you gotta make time, and you gotta restructure your life to be happy. Time to do the things I love. I don't have time to play guitar. Well, structure your life so you can play guitar every day. If that makes you happy. If you have a job that you work 10 hours a day, you don't have time for anything else, drop this job. Okay, you gotta take drastic measures if you want your life to improve sometimes. I can't emphasize this enough. Okay, if you don't have time, you don't have priorities. That's what Tim Ferriss said. Make fucking time. Even if that means moving back with your parent so then you can restructure your life. Drop your job, take the time to do some soul searching. If that means that you have to, do some whatever shit, like take your time, be patient. Structure is important. I realized that I couldn't skip anything. If I, let's say, try to skip game and socializing, I'd feel very bad. So that's what I try to do for the last few months, actually, is I would do all this minus the pickup socializing on the weekend. So all of it minus the pickup socializing, and my life would feel miserable. I shot a video about how miserable I felt, but I didn't release it because me being very vulnerable, I didn't really like that. But I probably will release it soon, so you guys see that I'm can relate to me. But I realized I couldn't skip on game and socializing. This was the number one aspect that made me unhappy. That's really it, guys. If there's one thing that you do in your life that makes you happy consistently, you should do it every single day. No exception. As long as it's not a waste of time, as long as it's not some mindless escapism and then afterwards you feel worse, right? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click on the bell so you receive all my videos. And check out my life purpose book in the comments below. Very inexpensive. It'll help you find your life purpose. It's fucking cheap. If you don't have $3 to better your life, I don't think you take self-development seriously. Do you take your self-development seriously? It's $3, okay? It's ridiculously cheap. because I wanted to make it easier for you guys to get better at life, to live a better life. That's why I put it out. And lastly, don't forget to leave a comment because I reply to every comment. So I'll see you next time. Peace.